Hi everyone, welcome to Excel for Nincompoops. Today, we'll learn how to create a drop-down list in Excel. Drop-down lists or menus are a great way to limit the options or entries for a selected cell. They allow users to choose from a list of options, making sure that only specific responses are received and also minimizing those typographical errors. How can you create a drop-down list in Excel? Let's begin. I have this worksheet where users are required to enter their names, their supervisors, and if they've already received their weekly coaching. Without options, users decide the format of their responses. It can be that employee A, who loves using initials, would type in H. Potter for employee name, A. Dumbledore for supervisor, and Y for coach. Employee B, on the other hand, attentive to detail as always, would type in Hermione Granger for employee name, Rubius Hagrid for supervisor, and the complete word yes for coached. And then you have employee C, who's always in a hurry, and would type in Ron, Snape for supervisor, and Yap for coached. This varying format can make reporting particularly difficult. How can you add a drop-down list or a list of options in Excel then? Easy. First, select the cell or cells where the drop-down list will be added. Let's begin with employee name. Click Data, Data Validation. Under Settings, click on the drop-down and select List. On the source field is where the options will be encoded. Options can either be manually typed in, separated by commas, or if the options are listed on another cell, select the cell range. In this example, the employee names are listed on rows G2 to G8. Then, select Error Alert to decide what happens when a different data is entered in the cell. If Show Error Alert is enabled, select what happens when user enters an invalid data. Stop to require user to re-enter and choose from the drop-down options. Warning to tell users that the response they've entered is different from the drop-down options, but they can choose whether to proceed or not. Or Information, which basically just tells users that the value doesn't match, but they can continue anyway. In this case, let's select Stop so users can only choose from the drop-down list. Then click OK. And you now have your drop-down list. Now, if a user enters H. Potter, an alert will display indicating that the value doesn't match the data validation restriction and prompting the user to retry. Let's go ahead and try these remaining two fields, supervisor and coach. Let's begin with the supervisor. Select the cell where the options will be added, data validation. Under settings, select list. On the source field, options are encoded on cells H2 to H6. Error alert indicates stop. Click OK. And looks good. Lastly, select the cells for coached, data validation. Under settings, select list. Options are currently not encoded on any other cell. In this case, manually type in the options separated by comma. Yes, comma, no. Error alert, stop. Click on OK. And you now have your yes/no option for coached. Thank you guys for watching and hope you enjoy creating your drop-down list.